well, this is going to be fun. First and foremost, I actually don't have a script for this video. I only have emotions. Hey, I'm Hani, and today I'm going to out myself as a total fangirl, and my reputation will probably suffer, but I don't care. Ever so often there's just a show that inspires me a little bit too much, that I get obsessed with a little bit too much, and we end up here. Hi, I'm Hani. I just want to make a video about Miraculous, okay? Miraculous. We're going to talk about Miraculous today. Take a shot every time I say Miraculous. Shout out to my friend Leah. You know who you are. It's all your fault that I'm here and I have no life anymore because you got me into this, okay? I binged like the whole show in a week, a little bit under a week, like a season a day or something. It was just too addicting, and I don't know, once I started I couldn't stop. The thing is, I always knew of Miraculous, but I never watched Miraculous because as a seasoned fangirl from Tumblr, you know the things that are always kind of like in the trends and you see them like in passing and you're like, oh well, that show probably has like a cult following, or that show sure always is famous. And Miraculous was one of those shows that was always in the trends ever so often. So of course I knew of the show and I knew that it had like a big following, but I never knew anything about the show, nor did I watch the show. Don't know why I never gave it a chance, but I regret that I finally did it. Okay, but first things first, for people who don't know, because not everyone can be a veteran fangirl from Tumblr, what the hell is Miraculous even about? Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Chat Noir is a French-produced 3D animated superhero TV series. Our two main characters, Miraculous and Adrien Agreste, are two Parisian teenagers, and they can transform through the help of their kwamis, which are like magical creatures called Tiki and Plaque. They transform into Ladybug and Chat Noir, and through that they gain superhero powers, but also lose the ability to recognize one another in costume, and everybody else also doesn't recognize them, so they have like their secret identities when they are superheroes. The series mostly follows a like villain of the week kind of structure, so every episode is basically the same, just with a new villain. We have like our big villain, who's Hawkmoth, and he uses butterflies to akumatize people, which means when people have bad emotions he can take those emotions and evilize them into a supervillain. And then the series always goes like Ladybug needs to catch the Akuma, they need to destroy the object where Akuma is in, and then de-evilize the person, and she has the power to make everything right again, so everything that gets destroyed during a fight or something like that, she can miraculous Ladybug away at the end of the day. Pound it! Hawkmoth wants the Miraculous of Ladybug and Chat Noir, which are earrings, and Chat Noir is a ring. And he wants this because once you have those two Miraculous, you can make a wish, and that wish will be granted. At what cost, though? Obviously, there's much more to the show. We still have their friends, their school life. There's some kind of plot involved in every episode, which like brings the whole plot forward, trying to find out who Hawkmoth is, the whole secret of why he wants the Miraculous, what the Miraculous do, that there are more of them. And yeah, basically that's the show. They fight the evil and try to hide their identities, all the while struggling with feelings for one another, which we'll get into next. So the love square is the complicated relationship between Ladybug, Chat Noir, and Adrien and Marinette. To put it short, Marinette is in love with her classmate Adrien. Adrien is like model and she just swoons for him, and she thinks he's perfect. But she also becomes like a stuttering mess in front of him. She has like the biggest crush on him, like borderline stalker yandere type of crush. But Adrien thinks of her as just a friend. Yeah.
First day of school and we already have two lovebirds. Whatever, she's just a friend.
Then we have Chat Noir. Chat Noir has the biggest crush on Ladybug. He also tells her like that, he flirts with her non-stop, he thinks Ladybug is amazing, which she is, but Ladybug doesn't love Chat Noir. She thinks of him as just like a partner. Well, the thing is, Marinette is Ladybug and Adrien is Chat Noir, but neither of them know that because they are stupid, silly baby children that need to be protected. And I am a 20-year-old, much too invested in these relationships between 14-year-olds. Does it make me creepy? I probably have a problem. But over time, you know, like Ladybug always refuses like Chat Noir's love, and Chat Noir also has some scenes with Marinette sometimes. And also Adrien, of course, loves Ladybug because Adrien is also Chat Noir and Ladybug loves Adrien, and it's just like, you know, like all of these are connected, but none of them know like the other is the other, and basically, this could be one ship, but it's 4 ships, and these ships have actual ship wars. Here we have them. we have the base of all ships, Adrianette. Why is it the base? Well, because it's like their normal personas. Like Adrian is Adrian before he became Cat Noir, and Ladybug is Marinette. So yeah, makes sense why people would ship those. They will probably eventually be the endgame because, well, all of them will probably eventually be endgame, but you know, like they have to be endgame first so that all of the others can become endgame. Anyway, this ship is currently stuck in Friendzone. For how long? We don't know. Maybe it will change. Both of these are of course Cat Noir and Ladybug, and then we have the ship Lady Noir, which ships those two together. And honestly, I think I was always a fan of Marichet, which we're gonna get into in the end, but I'm now a fan of Lady Noir because I think that that is the ship where they are actually like having a friendship or a partnership first, because here she just plain old crushes on him. In this constellation, it could actually be canon because they both love each other here, which is Adrian. Adrian loves Ladybug, and well, Ladybug or Marinette loves Adrian. So it's just kind of like the ship that's like, oh yeah, I guess we both like each other, but they don't have that many scenes and it's not like that like important to the story. Whereas Lady Noir is kind of like, I think this will also be very important in the future, because what I love about this ship is that here they are actually friends, they are partners. You know, in their day-to-day life they do interact, of course, and they do interact more and more as the seasons go on. But because Marinette gets so fangirl when she's in front of Adrian.
Hey! I heard about your adventures with Cat Noir yesterday. Were you scared?
Me? Scared? Pfft, it was a dream. I mean, you're a dream. I mean, in your dreams. Oh, this is a nightmare.
Okay. So, what'd you think about Cat Noir? Was he awesome?
I mean, sure, yeah, but not as awesome as you, of course, because who could be? You're the most awesome of awesome.
So, that's a yes?
They actually never have like a normal conversation, which here they have normal conversations because they both are kind of like better versions of themselves, which is the whole thing about the show, how their superhero selves makes them like a better version of themselves, and they both actively try to do good, you know, and like they are there for each other, they trust each other wholeheartedly. Lady Noir is kind of like my favorite, I'm just realizing right now. Anyway, then we have the other fan favorite, which is Marichet. Why is Marichet a fan favorite, you might ask? Well, Cat Noir is kind of like the real Adrian, because Adrian in the show is kind of like his father always wants to keep him behind locked doors, and he mustn't have many friends, and he has like a strict schedule, and in his day-to-day life he just feels trapped. And like as Cat Noir, he's free, he can do whatever he wants, he can be him without having like his model fangirls running around like after him or something like that. Because Ladybug is kind of like a confident version of Marinette, but actually Marinette isn't that confident. What is kind of happening, or what I hope will happen for the show, is that the love square will kind of switch. I hope that they will both learn to love themselves for who they are, so that Adrian will fall for Marinette and then Ladybug will fall for Cat Noir, because I think it's very important that these two steps happen before they can actually become canon, so they love all of each other. As it is right now, they don't know each other's identities, but if Adrian were to know that Marinette is Ladybug and they would start dating, then he would only date Marinette because she's Ladybug and not because he loves Marinette, if you get what I mean. I hope they go in this direction in season 4, where the love square will kind of switch. And okay, I'm getting too much, and I'm looking at my camera right now and I've just talked half an hour about this and I don't know how I will cut this down. What I'm trying to say is people are invested. I am invested. We are all invested in making this canon, okay? I don't care how, I don't care when, I just want to see them together. Well, I do care when and I do care how, but please make it good, you know? Of course, the love square wouldn't be the love square if we wouldn't also have side characters, and so it's also like a love hexagon right now in season 3, and it just gets more and more complicated, but that's a story for another time. I'm just looking for the Ladybug opening, and my YouTube recommended page is all Miraculous Ladybug. What is this video? Okay. Back to the topic. Actually, it's not that weird of me to like the show, because even though it's a kids show or whatever people say, first of all, shows don't have an age. If you like something, whether it be music, a show, an artist or whatever, it doesn't have to have an age. You can like it at whatever age you want, you know? But also Miraculous is liked actually by a lot of people from older audiences because of all the reasons I told you before. And while I can't pinpoint what makes the show amazing, like at the core, like what is it that is so addictive about it, it just is something that makes me feel really happy. It kind of is like a little happy place, even though it becomes more and more pain as we go along. Yeah, for me it's just just a good time, what I recognize with the show. You know, it makes me smile, it makes me laugh. And that's why I like it. Warning, so the release order is kind of like out of watch order, so it's pretty hard. Like, they have some problems, like, is season 4 airing right now? Where is it airing right now? Why did episode 6 air like in Germany the first, and then we get like in an American episode, and then France starts airing all of season 4? It's all kind of like yeah, there's no logic to who streams, when, what, how. And if you start with episode 15 and 16, I think it is, of season 1, because those are actually the origin episodes, but for some reason they're not at the beginning, but in the middle of season 1. And of course the show also has other problems, like, for example, somehow they're writing like Chat Noir off as the much weaker hero of the two, or Marinette is really like a creepy stalker, or one person gets character development just to get it taken away at the end. So it's really just kind of all over the place sometimes, but in my personal opinion, a show doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's still enjoyable to me. So that's why I don't want to get into like the depth of all those problems right now. But yeah, just know that of course it's not the perfect plot, the perfect story or something, but that's not why I love the show, you know? Anyway, setting all my PowerPoint presentations and weird videos that I have opened in tabs aside, I'm gonna go and read some fanfiction now, because why not? You know, reading fanfiction really makes me happy, and reading Ladybug fanfiction is kind of like what I'm doing nowadays, because I don't have a life. I know this was another kind of like really random video, but honestly, I don't care. I wanted to talk about this and I did now, so I feel relieved. And if season 4 ever releases and I get more emotional again, then I will probably have to make another video, okay? But that's just the way it is. As it stands, thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to here, which I don't think many people did, but if you made it to here, well, thank you so much. Anyway, have a perfect day, a miraculous night wherever noir, and bye, be back on my channel.
Miraculous, simply the best.